What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're going to do a follow-up of the Shimano Expride solid tip. Give you my opinion, my thoughts after fishing it for a few months. Go right now. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And thank you for all the people that have been there for a while. I'm going to keep pumping these videos out. This channel is all about bass fishing, tackle, trends, new products, reviews, things like that. And I do a lot of, kind of unboxing videos when I get new items in, take a look at them, give you my first thoughts. Then a few months later, we go over the actual product. And that's what we're gonna do right now with the Shimano Expride B, the solid tip version. And I've been fishing this, that video was sometime mid-September, around that time. So here is December, a few months later, I'm gonna give you a detailed review. And I just had a Facebook message, someone asked me an opinion on it. They said, hey, how are you liking this rod? Does it do what it's supposed to? All those things. So that's why I'm making this video right now. So if you do have any questions like that, feel free to comment below, hit me up on social media, whatever the case. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about the Shimano Expride with a solid tip. It's not very cheap, but it's not like a super high-end rod. It's about 300 bucks, but these things are awesome. I've had both generations. The current generation is the B. This is a rod I've been using a bunch for years. You can see I got a drop shot on it. This is a 610 medium light. I absolutely love this rod for a lot of lightweight finesse stuff. Do tons of stuff with this. I used to use this for minnow shaking, especially like the smaller minnows, 3-inch, 4-inch, things like that. But now we have this one, and I'm gonna do my best to kind of show you the bend on this. But this is a 610 medium. It's also available in a medium heavy version, but it is a little bit thicker. Obviously this is a medium versus the medium light that I was using for drop shot fishing and minnow shaking before. But the difference is they actually have a solid tip. I think it's the top 3 guides, I believe. So just this section right here. And what that does is when you're shaking a minnow, it's gonna keep the bait in place more. You can still impart action with it without having the bait flying all over the place or coming in. You could kind of keep it in place more. Now, I will say this, if you're new to shaking a minnow or any of the mid-strolling, that style of fishing with forward-facing sonar, you might not notice the difference, honestly. But if you do it a lot and you're really in tune with what things are doing with your bait, you're really dialed into the different jig heads, things like that, you will be able to notice a difference. But if you're just getting started, I don't think you have to have this. Honestly. You really need to kind of learn the forward facing itself, I would think. But you can see where it bends right there. So this is an extra fast. They call it, I've seen it both, extra fast and extra fast. It is very fast. So you can see where it bends, and that's, again, just where it bends on the blink. It's not going to be complete apples to apples comparison because this is a medium light, but this is the standard. But you can see it bends a lot further down. Again, this is a medium light, so it's not the perfect comparison, but it does bend a lot further down. So with that faster action, again, you could get the bait to move in place better and not pull it away from fish. You can really just keep shaking it right in front of those fish you see. So if you are an experienced minnow shaker, I think this does exactly what it's supposed to. There's several other rods on the market that have this with the solid tip. This came from Japan. It's nothing new, just like the technique. Everyone is dialing it in more and more, including these solid tip rods. So this rod does what it's supposed to. It really does. You can definitely shake the bait in place more. It's a lot faster action. Really good quality rod overall. Even if it didn't have that solid tip, it's a great rod. You could still use it for a lot of other things. I've thrown a shaky head on this, light shaky head, light wacky rig. It's not super powerful, so I wouldn't do a lot of different, heavier duty techniques, but your normal finesse stuff you can do with this rod as well, even though it has a solid tip. But that solid tip does make a difference when you're shaking a minnow like this. This is the Do Live stick. I got the range roller. You can definitely keep that bait and just hover it above fish and shake it and keep it in place because of that solid tip. But again, like if you're new to this technique or you're just still kind of learning forward-facing sonar, it's not as big of a deal. But if you're really dialed into it and you want the best rod for the technique, consider something like this that has that solid tip. There's a reason they develop these. It's what they're doing in Japan. It's the style over there. Like everything else, we get it after they've done it, after they've refined it. That's what's happening here. You're going to see more of this, I believe. Like I said, there's a couple different companies. I think Evergreen has one. Megabass. There's a few other companies. They'd either have them in Japan or bringing them here, and there's going to be more and more to come because it does help with shaking that bait in place. But even, like I said, even without that, the Expride is a great series. If you haven't checked them out in person, feel them. They're really good rods. I really, really like them. I got this on with a sustain, you know, any good spinning reel, and you have an awesome setup. Very JDM looking, but it's that strength and sensitivity. This rod also has a little bit more power behind it, you know, because it's a medium versus a medium light that I'm used to. It hasn't had any really big fish caught on it yet, you know, 3-4 pounds, but it definitely handles those with ease. But I really do appreciate just the rod itself. It's a good quality rod. And again, that solid tip with that extra fast action is great. So what do you think? Or what are you using now, I should say? What rods are you using for shaking? Do you think it makes a difference? I think if you're really dialing it in, it does. But let me know what rod you're using now. And that's my thoughts after fishing it for a few months. And I'm going to keep fishing. I really do like this rod. Thanks for watching.